welcome back. I'm going to crack on this afternoon, hopefully finish these floorboards up here in the loft. I've got what you can see here I'm stood on, and a similar amount to the other side, and a few at the top of the stairs. If I can get them up and out today, if I've got a bit of time at the end of the day, we'll sweep out between the joists, and then tomorrow we can start taking the last of the ceiling boards down, and we'll have it fully opened out. So that's the plan. Whether we achieve what I've just stated is another matter, as always, but I don't see why not. So we'll crack on and see where we get to. So I've got that side pretty much more or less done. Got this side to do now. Obviously just need to clear this pieces of wood and have a bit of a sweep up before we can get these up. It's been really good to get these boards up, because even though it's, you know, early January and a lot cool, it's about 15 degrees. I think when I did the other side it was sort of end of summer, 30 degrees. Wasn't nice, but it's not much better now, to be honest. It's quite humid up here, so it's going to be nice to get these out of the way. Probably the worst job, really, you know, having crouching down and getting sweaty and dusty. It's not ideal, but you know, somebody's got to do it, so it might as well be me, I guess. So we'll get this up cleared and then we'll carry on taking the boards off. And just to point out, with it, all these little bits and pieces have come off these boards. You know, there's nothing left of them. You know, even the ones that are coming up in one piece. You know, they're only coming up because they're probably loose. You know, anything that's battened down pretty well is just breaking up. It's just rotten, full of worms. So, just so you know, and just to sort of reiterate, there's nothing we can do with them. I hope we might save one or two, but no, I don't think so. So, unfortunately, it's all going to go on the fire, but plus side is, you know, it keeps us warm for a couple of months. So, every cloud. So we're a little over halfway. Probably got what, 1, 2, 3, 7 boards or so to take off. It's getting quite interesting again now because we're getting towards the stairs, and obviously on the other side we found lots of little artifacts and bits and pieces under the boards that had obviously been pushed in there, and I'm already seeing stuff, but we'll leave it as it is. We'll get everything off, and then we'll have a look and see what treasures behold. Treasures behold, is that correct? I'm not sure. You get the drift. So I've just brought downstairs the few bits and pieces that we got. Some more mundane, some large sort of 3-4 inch nails, but I like to keep the bigger ones. Put them in my pile. A few little bits and pieces of metal there. Just a metal bar. Look more interesting up there than it does down here. I found a couple of these kind of tools with that big wing nut on them. Not entirely sure what they're for, but we've got 3 or 4 kicking about. Little tool here, almost looks like a bike spanner, with The hole in the middle is hexagonal, so it's clearly made for a specific tool. Very thin, you know, a couple of mil thick. Don't know what it's for again, but maybe an old-fashioned bike tool. Several old tins. I think one or two of them have got labels on, so we'll just wash them down and we'll see if there's anything interesting. We've got standard kind of kitchen knife, nothing very interesting. And we've got one here which is more of a sort of almost like letter opening knife, I guess. It's got that kind of blade to it. Handle's full of worm and rotted away, but the blade itself's quite nice. We'll probably keep that, and maybe there's a few handles kicking about, so I might knock something up. And we've got a little tin here, something rattling about inside. Don't know what it is. Not trying to get it open. Doesn't want to either, so again it's got maybe got some detail on it, so I'll wash that down and have a look. Might give us an indication as to what's in it. Might be a gold nugget. Probably not. The little glass bottle. We've got another one of these, pretty much the same. So it's nice to have two, so we'll get them washed down and show you them in a bit more detail. We've got two, looks like decanter stoppers. They're both quite detailed, you can't see because they're dirty, but again I'll get them washed down, I'll show you them again. And a very long wooden saw blade. I'm assuming it was for chopping trunks down, chopping trees down, looking at it. It's too short for, well, I'm assuming it's too short for the sort of two-man one, but I'm not sure. I mean, what is it? It's close to a metre, I guess. Yeah, not far off a metre in length. In good condition. Don't think it's, well, there is a tooth missing there, but otherwise it's generally in pretty good condition. But then finally, for me, the nicest piece is this little vase. Very thin stemmed, broadens out to the top, tapers inwards in the middle, broadens out to the bottom. It's got a nice, and you can't quite see it, but nice green tinge to the base, or not to the base of the stem. The base is clear. Again, nice detail. I think, yeah, one of the feet is slightly cracked, so we need to be careful with that. We'll wash it off and I'll show you that in more detail. So these are these washed items that I said I was going to show you. I've cleaned up this knife. You can't really see it that well, but the blade's in pretty good condition. It definitely looks like it was the sort of knife that in the olden days you'd use for opening letters. So the handle, as you can see, is no good. So we'll whip that off and we'll put a befitting handle on it, and we'll keep that because the blade's in really good condition. It's actually quite sharp, and we'll put that to one side. All of these tins, there's one there, two that we can't see at all, actually three that we can't really see. This one I can, and I think it's just no idea. I suspect it's some kind of no idea. I'll get my magnifying glass out later and have a look. Little tin that we that we brought out. It's cleaned up a little bit. Again, I think I need a magnifying glass or something. It's quite rusty, quite corroded. Does say Lisboa on the bottom, so it's Portuguese, no idea what it is. I did manage to get it open. Would anybody like to see what's inside? There you go. A little piece of metal. Bang goes the gold nugget idea. Anyway, on to more interesting things. I've got these two lovely decanter stoppers. Not crystal, not Swarovski, but quite nice anyway. Hopefully you can see the detailing on that one. Very pretty, it's in good condition. No chips or marks. And that one's just got a green tinge to it. It's not quite as detailed. A little bit smaller, not as heavy. But kind of almost like orange peely on the top. Again, little, like I said, I've got another one of these inside I found earlier. Little glass, got a kind of little purpley tinge to it. Whether that's from what was in there or not, or whether that is a glass, I'm not sure. It's almost like an ink, you know, an old-fashioned sort of ink bottle. There was a little label that came off it. I'll put it to one side, and again, when I get my magnifying glass, I'll have a look, see what it says, and get back to you. But nice little glass. Like I said, I've got two of these now, so put a little set together. And then, as I said before, we've got this lovely vase. Like I say, it's green down here to the base. Again, whether that is the actual glass or whether it's just stained for something, I'm not sure. I suspect it's the glass. Nicely fluted. What, about 10 inches tall, I suppose. Nice base. You know, some nice detail, almost like leaf sort of patterns. It's in good condition. One of the little feet is just cracked, so I need to be careful with that. But it's a nice little piece. I'm quite pleased with these little finds. So we'll finish clearing the loft, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll get the boards down. Guess what I'm doing today? Unfortunately, we've taken the rest of the floorboards upstairs and the ceiling up. Part of the ceiling boards down. We've got a big pile ready to cut up again. As I said before, I'm going to do it as I go along, so it's not going to be such a task as it was last time. So we'll carry on and see how far we'll get. Oh, sorry. I'm going to carry on with this roof here now. Basically take off all these pieces of little infill pieces that have been put in here to make the ceiling boards level. Lots of nails left in, so I'm going to go around and clean all these bits off, de-nail it, brush it down. Same with this next room that I took down last. I've already done the room opposite, which was the first ceiling to come down. Looks a lot cleaner, looks a lot better, it needs doing anyway, so I'll get on and do that. It's a couple of hours work. No doubt it'll be a time lapse, so it'll only take about a minute of your time. So we'll carry on and get that done and then see where we go from there. Right, so I thought we'd have a little chat at this point. I've got these 3 boards left, which 2 of them are sort of going directly under this central column, central sort of roof support. Now, all this central column on is the boards. It's not got anything directly underneath it. There's no significant supports. It's not even sat on a joist. So it's kind of becoming apparent to me that basically this central column really doesn't have any significant sort of downward force on it. All of the pieces are kind of cantilevering off it, going to the kind of roof structure, the rafters, various other beams which are then go into the outer walls. You know, and I think basically the outer structure of the walls are taking the weight. Everything's been spread across the building really. So my kind of initial fears and worries about how I was going to support this column have kind of subsided somewhat. You know, we're going to have to put a bit of thought into it, one thing or another. I'm not as worried as what I used to be about it. We're going to leave, you know, we're going to leave these boards in for now. I'm going to cut them off probably here, just put the saw through them here, get these boards out of the way, but we'll leave them there for now. Because I don't need to move them at this point. Then we'll carry on removing the rest of the ceilings, and once everything's opened up, you know, we're going to have a lot of light up here, so I'll be able to inspect the wood a lot more, see what we need to do, see what we need to repair, replace, strengthen, etc. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to quickly put the chainsaw through here, roughly at this point. I'll leave it just this side of this joist, get these boards off, a few nails left on these joists here, get them out, sweep up, and then hopefully today we'll get this the ceilings down at the far end, and we'll all be done with this mucky job. So wish me luck. apologies for the delay, somebody didn't check the fuel, did they? I was about 2 inches short. It's kind of the story of my life, really. Moving on. Good afternoon, welcome to Devastation Central. So for those of you who think that I always clean up after myself and keep things tidy and all the rest of it, this is evidence to the contrary. Yeah, did the other day did these two ceilings, de-nailed and everything, and basically just got on with it, got them down and left all the, as I said, all the devastation to clean up for another day, and today's that day. So we'll get that done first, have half an hour, clean up, tidy up, and then I've just got a couple of the corridor boards to do, ceiling boards, and then that last room, and then that's all the ceilings down, and yeah, finally after weeks of staying, I've just got that bit to do, we'll get that done today, fingers crossed, today. So we'll carry on, see how far we get.